This movie is so stupid. What's going on, everybody? It's me, Jamin, and you're on my channel. Hi, how you doing? So today, we're gonna review The Tomorrow War, starring Chris Pratt and some other people. So first, straight off the bat, badoom. If you want to see this movie, go watch it, because I am going to spoil the absolute shit out of it here in just a second. I would recommend it. I actually had fun with it. So if you like schlocky, action-y movies and Chris Pratt quips, then I think it's worth checking out. I watched it with my girlfriend, and she had fun too. So it's kind of a movie for everybody, I guess. So there's your warning to go away now and watch it if you're interested. So here we go, let's get into it. So let me get this straight. In 2048, aliens show up in Russia and everywhere else, and they start fighting and eating people and killing people. And then 4 years later, we have time travel, and they go back in time 30 years, because that's the most they can do. They explain that. You can't, for some reason, he's like, we couldn't make two of these things to travel back 60 years because we didn't have enough time or resources. Okay, but why in 4 years they exhausted all of their all of their ideas to beat the aliens, and time travel is what they landed on. They made time travel just for soldiers, to go back in time for more people to come and die. Does that make sense? So The Tomorrow War stars Chris Pratt, as I said. He is a retired military man, did like a tour, was a combat leader. They made sure to tell us that, you know, right off the bat. So we're like, oh, okay, so he has some experience with fighting. I wonder how that's gonna come in handy. And then all of a sudden, there is people from the future come back in time during a soccer game, and they somehow convince the United States, and I guess the rest of the world, that aliens are gonna come and kill us in 30 years. So you guys have to come to the future and fight the war with us, instead of us coming back and trying to prevent it from happening. You come save us. Okay, I mean, if you really, whatever, this movie has time travel, so there's a lot of, you can hurt your brain trying to think about it. But they come back and they convince the world that they need to come and fight in the future. Somehow, there's just a group, you see a group of people come to Earth through a portal type thing, and I mean, I guess you gotta hear them out. If this happens, you gotta have to hear what they have to say, that they're from the future. But so anyways, that works out. Now Chris Pratt, eventually, he's like in the third wave of people that get sent to the future to fight against these aliens and try to save the world, I guess. So there's your setup and there's your plot. First of all, characters. So here we go with the spoilers, for sure. Chris Pratt is a biology teacher now. A teacher? He's a biology teacher. And, there's a kid that says something about volcanoes, and I was like, okay, why is that's weird and very specific. And why would they mention that? Oh, it all comes back. Chris Pratt is our lead character. His daughter, who is grown up in the future, they're our main characters. There's a lot of people in this movie. A lot of characters in this movie. Don't remember any of their names, but I do like them because they're kind of fun and they're kind of funny, and they have their own little things that they do, and it works. So we have Funny Man, which is the other biologist. Then you have Serious, I'm Gonna Die Cancer Man. Then you have Future Daughter. Oh, we have Daddy, J.K. Simmons, and Wife, and I guess that's basically all the characters that you really need to know. And I think they're all fine for this type of movie, and they all serve a purpose, and that's the characters. Now, I do really identify with Chris Pratt's character, and I do like the arc that he goes on in the story. And it's a little bit less conventional than what you see through other movies. Like, it really, I don't know, a lot of this movie has generic elements, like aliens, time travel, but they have these little tweaks in there that makes it just a tad bit more interesting. Chris Pratt's relationship with his daughter, he ends up leaving and divorcing her mom, and it plays out kind of like it parallels what happened with his father, and the fact that his dad left and he never forgave him, and the same thing happened with him and his daughter. And so they have this kind of broken relationship, but it kind of gets repaired, and he sees through his own unhappiness because he couldn't find a purpose. You see him at the start of the movie trying to get a job. He can't get a job that he really likes, and that hits home for me because obviously I have trouble with that, of like finding your purpose, getting the good job that you really want, and I guess it can really mess up your life and your relationships. So that's a good journey for him to go on, and I really felt that. I mean, maybe that speaks to me more than other people, but as far as like in this movie, I think it works well. Another thing, the aliens in this movie are, they're like, this movie is like, I keep wanting to say The Day After Tomorrow, Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, and if you put like the Terminator 2 together into a movie. I don't really remember what the aliens looked like in Edge of Tomorrow. I picture them just the same in my head, except that these, here's where it comes in, as being a generic but a little bit different. These aliens have tentacles that shoot spikes. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? And they could have done that a little bit more. I feel like they don't shoot as many spikes as the movie goes along as they do like when you first see them. And I feel like a lot more people should have got spikes and hit with spikes, and it does happen, but not as much as it seems like it should. Maybe they have a limited amount they could shoot. They don't really go into that. The aliens are pretty cool. At first they're real scary. Like, I really liked the stairwell scene where it's kind of creepy and they're climbing up the stairs, they're being all slow, and you see the shot of them up there and they're kind of looking down. They look kind of scary. I just feel like they could have elongated that part of where they're real scary and we don't know what they look like, and then had more of the action stuff after that. It's only like one scene where they're scary, but they really are scary in that one scene. I just wish there was a couple more scenes of that. So the main goal, the reason why his daughter brought him back, because his daughter is a high-ranking officer now in the Army, and she brought him back so that she could give him the cure or the weapon to destroy them in the past. That was her plan, and that's a pretty good plan. I liked how that all came about, because she knows that the war is coming to an end because they're really getting overtaken. So she's able to, one last ditch effort, she's able to synthesize a cure, an antidote, poison to these monsters, and it works, and Chris Pratt gets sent back in time, and it's a well done emotional scene where they're crying, and it's good. Like, all the actors do really good in this for like a big budget schlocky monster alien movie. A lot of good acting and emotion in it for those scenes. And so I feel like, oh, that's the natural end of the movie. Okay, he's gone back in time, he has the vial, that they gotta make more of this, and they gotta kill the aliens, and that's gonna do it, and that's gonna be it. And for a second I thought, oh my gosh, that's gonna end, and then Chris Pratt now has his purpose, and he's going to work super hard to get this serum, this vial of antidote made, like a lot. He's gonna get it. The volume is gonna go crazy. Oh, he's making a bunch, but he's having trouble with it. There's lots of red tape, like government stuff, and he just gets detached from his family. And oh no, he can't. He's too busy, and he has to divorce his wife and his daughter, and is sad again. And then it's just kind of like a cyclical, repeating cycle of this kind of thing happening, because it's time. Kind of things tend to repeat themselves, and it would be like, oh my gosh, that's kind of a dark end, and but it makes sense, and I think that's a powerful ending. But no, that's not what happens. This is not that kind of movie. It's a popcorn, feel-good, destroy aliens, save the world movie. To be honest, it actually works for this part, because we get to the best scene of the movie. So the movie doesn't end there. There's 30 more minutes, literally. That feels like the natural end of the movie. We've had our climax. Okay, he's going to take the vial and do the thing, and the aliens are done for. End of movie. No, we go to, like, freaking Russia in the snow. We're going to find these aliens because they're buried underneath the ground. They have been here for 1,000 years. It was covered up. We go back to Volcano Kid. Volcano Kid says there was volcano because somehow there was ash underneath one little claw. The more I talk about this, the crazier it sounds. I know it already sounds crazy, but it's just an avalanche of crazy. It's no pun, because we're in the snow. So what happens is they go in there to the alien ship. They do find it, and they don't know really why it's there. It's crash landed. One guy speculates maybe it wasn't meant for Earth. Okay, maybe not, but it's here regardless. And shit goes crazy. The serum works, kills some of them, but the rest come alive. They start attacking everybody. Cancer guy has to blow it up, and Chris Pratt recruits his dad. His dad is there to help him because he has the planes and the knowledge. I mean, this script is pretty, as far as like things that happen and things that pay off, it really does like come full circle. A lot of these things do have payoffs, so it's not too bad of a script as far like, even a lot of the jokes, a lot of the humor is really good. Like Chris Pratt has a lot of funny like Chris Prattian lines in this that they work well for him to say. And that the goofy biologist character, he's funny. At first I thought, oh god, he's gonna be annoying because the first scene he talks so much, and I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work, but it ends up working, and you enjoy their relationship, Chris Pratt and his relationship. And so his dad is there, and this is the best part of the fucking movie. This is so great. They start 2v1ing the queen alien, and you think it's like a double psych out. You think, oh no, Chris Pratt's gonna sacrifice himself, he's gonna get the alien off the ledge. No, the dad is gonna sacrifice himself. He cut his hand, and he knows that they smell blood for some reason. I don't know how he really knew that. I guess, and we learned about that, about the blood thing. They can smell blood a mile away. And if we didn't know that, we see the alien like literally sniffing, like, oh, I smell something. It's super strong. It's coming from, oh, right there, you're the guy that did that. You're the scent. That's 10 yards away from me. And you're like, oh no, he's gonna charge him, take him off the cliff and die. And it's like, oh man, just when he's reconnecting with his dad. But no, Chris Pratt jumps out of nowhere, 10 feet in the air, somehow gets, because the aliens are tall, and he ends up on its back. And he uses the little claw that this guy carries and slits his throat. Then he uses another little grenade thing. We saw him grab one, but he had another one. When he used the first one, you're like, oh no, he has no more. But no, he had another one the whole time. And he uses it, throws it in its mouth, boom, it's dead. And everyone's happy. Grandpa gets to meet the daughter. That's a payoff from the beginning of the movie. My gosh, just payoffs everywhere. I just had to work it out in my head to tell you why I love this movie. In conclusion, writing, I liked it. Visuals, pretty good. Sometimes there's some parts that I'm like, style of the movie is good. Music is good. It's very much orchestral, loud, blockbustery music, but it works. Characters, they're fine. Don't care about their names, but they have enough writing behind them and to where you can care about them. Chris Pratt does a great job. I like the daughter stuff. Just a solid, like, popcorn, schlocky, dumb movie, if you're into that kind of thing. Alright, so you guys know, I actually really loved this, but still, I'm pretty harsh when it comes to grades, so I'm only gonna give this a 7 out of 10, because these kind of movies can be, I think this is kind of the best you can do, kind of one of these movies. Edge of Tomorrow is the same kind of movie, but in a different way. I'd probably give that one like a 7.5. As far as movies go, but my enjoyment for Edge of Tomorrow would probably be a 7. My enjoyment for this would probably be 7.5. I don't know how I rank my movies. They're all different scales, but this would be a 7 out of 10, closer to a 7.5 than 6.5 or whatever. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like, comment,